Mr. Gerald Jones. I do see you, sir. Come on, Mr. Jones. And, okay, come on with it.
Ladies and gentlemen of the council, I thank you for hearing my request. I'm Gerald Jones. I've been a Grenada citizen for over 50 years now. I have business here and lived in Grenada. And I appreciate you hearing my request. It'll be brief and short, less than 2 minutes. I'm aware that the issue of the statute has been put on the executive session agenda. And my request to you does not involve any attorneys, does not involve any expense. My request to you is to remove the wrap on the statute before this weekend's Grenada Festival. If the statute is moved at some time in the future, or if it is located somewhere and sometime in the future, that wrap's going to have to come off anyway. I think we need to take it off, especially for this weekend. That's the extent of my request, except I would like the council's permission for me to yield the floor to State Representative Stacey Hobgood-Wilkes, who has driven up here from Jackson today to speak, and I would like to give her an opportunity to speak with your permission.
Certainly, Ms. Hobgood-Wilkes, good to see you again.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good to see you again as well. Council, I'd just like to ask, I know that the monument is going to be moved soon, and I know that the Attorney General's office has spoken numerous times with the city attorney and back and forth. There's several things that we have going on that I would like you to consider before you move the monument. Number one, I'm hearing that the permit that you received from Archives and History allows you to do that according to that location. The permit you received from Archives and History is for the code section dealing with the Antiquities Law 3973. That doesn't have anything to do with the suitable location. That has to do with the ground, archaeological things, making sure it's not on the beach, things like that to make sure the monument is moved safely, without damage, things like that. That does not address suitable location, so Archives and History has not acknowledged that that's a suitable location. It's a different statute. Another problem we have, I served on the peer committee and I requested the minutes from your meetings going back to 2020 through 2024. There was one meeting where you voted to cover the tarp until it was just removed and moved to another location. The location was never specified. According to all the minutes provided, and the Attorney General requested minutes too, showing that the location at the fire station was voted on, is not spread upon any minutes that we've seen. So there's not been a vote taken to move it to that location. I will also say that the council was notified in January by Mr. Gerald Jones of a letter, and it stated that provisions have been made that the Oddfellow Cemetery was willing to donate property. People behind it had made provisions, moving the fence. There were all kind of things, concessions that were made and have been dismissed by the council. What I will say about the monument, that monument represents those who lost their lives from Grenada County. Yes, there were free people of color who fought in that battle. There were slaves who fought in that battle, but their sacrifices deserve to be honored as well. That statue represents people who fought and never returned home, and their location now is known only to God, and that monument serves as their headstone. There's no other appropriate place, or place more appropriate than the Confederate Cemetery. As far as the things that we're looking at, I'm trying to save the city of Grenada money so a lawsuit doesn't ensue. It is not a suitable location compared to the suitable location that has been presented and offered. I am aware also that a concrete slab has been poured, and there is in talks that there is a great possibility that someone else is willing to pay for a slab to be poured at the Confederate Cemetery for it to go there. So I'm here today on behalf of some citizens from Grenada that have called me, and also other legislators that are concerned that it's not a suitable location. This is causing divisiveness that doesn't have to be had and done. There's a very suitable location, and with the men that died and lost their lives in that conflict, the Confederate cemetery is the most suitable location. The Archives and History permit does not grant that. And if you go to the Webster Dictionary and look at suitable, and you look at the locations that have been presented, there's really no question. So if the city proceeds forward, I'm sure that there will be litigation. I do realize that you want it gone for the Jubilee, I do understand that, but it's not too late to just remove the chart, and let's get this done and moved one time, so it doesn't have to be moved twice, moved to the appropriate location. And now that you are aware that, you know, people are willing to look at paying for a slab and things done, there's no reason to not move it to that location and to be hesitant and move it quickly when the AG's office has been involved, the governor's office is now involved, as well as others. So I ask for your consideration to move this and by state law, the state statute, which requires a suitable location, and the definition of the location behind the fire station is not suitable. I personally went there. It's behind the bushes, behind the fire station with no access road. And I think it's disgraceful that it's being hidden from public view, and I'm asking you to reconsider your decision.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson, for it. It's duly noted, your comments.
Thank you.
Bill Daly. And Bill, you want to talk about that too?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How you doing, Mr.
Doing well. Thank y'all for allowing me to speak. I had to preface this, I had vocal cord surgery about 2 weeks ago, and they told me it would be cleared up last Monday. I said, great. I lied, so I didn't. I'm still kind of rested. I'm here on behalf of the Ladies Cemetery Association, which owns the property where the Confederate Cemetery and Oddfellow Cemetery is. I'm Secretary Treasurer, and I've been there, I really don't know how long, 15 plus years. But I did want to verify that the board of the Cemetery Association did approve donating land to the city for the purpose of moving the statue into the Confederate Cemetery area there. Just went over the exact detail of how much, 15 by 15 square, 12 by 12, whatever is necessary for that to be worked out. And to do that, to save the money of the way the city is going now. And it, I think, obviously be a much more appropriate place for it to be located, and I agree that it needs to be moved. And but my main point is the Cemetery Association is willing to donate the land, and we do encourage you to proceed in that direction.
Thank you, Mr. Daly. Duly noted. All right. Ms. Lou Golden.
Yes, in the event the statue remains on city property where it's currently located, I'm proposing a plaque that may bind the city's differences together. It would read, "This war memorial is in no way intended to imply, suggest, or condone my inference of approval, any inference of approval toward the Confederacy or what it stood for. The governing body of the city of Grenada recognizes this war memorial only as a monument out of acknowledgement of the collectively deceased individuals who lost their lives during the war between the states. I think a plaque would be appropriate, and I believe it would serve to bind the city's differences in the location of the monument. I would propose this plaque regardless of where it's located. Thank you.
Thank you so very much for those comments. Appreciate it. Okay. Tim Coleman.
mad right now because of personal attacks on myself and my family. And things being said that were not true. I never threatened anyone, never had any intention of threatening anyone. I've only tried to do what a lot of the citizens want done, and that's come down here and speak and ask questions about the city's business and the taxpayers' business. But I don't appreciate Councilman Smith's personal attack on me and my family. He has no clue about what goes on in my family. He definitely doesn't know I'm prejudiced about it. I've been here in Grenada for 31 years in business, and I can tell you now, you won't find a handful of people here in Grenada that I've dealt with that tell you that I'm prejudiced. I've treated everybody the same and always have. And as far as me disrupting the city hall down here Friday, I came in here with the intentions of asking for some information I wanted, and Reverend Latham, you were behind the counter. And I spoke to you, says, "Good afternoon, how are you doing?" And that's where it started with you. You started preaching to me, you came around the counter to the other side and preached. And I think the city manager will verify that I never told you to get your ass out of here. I told you to go away and leave me alone. I didn't want to hear you preaching. But that didn't do any good. He finally had to drag you out of here. And I think some of the other people in this office have confirmed that also. Because me and him and you weren't the only ones in here. But, you know, you can ban me from your meetings, but I think the majority of this council does not appreciate me asking questions that should be asked. And the question I asked Thursday night was about the audits. How, why did the city get 4 years behind on the audits? And what are y'all gonna do to keep it from happening again? And I never got an answer. Either y'all don't have the answer, or don't want to get the answer. That's all I can say. But I appreciate y'all's time. Do what you gotta do.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, now, that concludes our citizens' request. With that being said, I entertain a motion to consider, going into executive session. It's been moved by, Councilman Harris, and seconded by, that you, second that we consider going into executive session. All in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye. If you oppose, say so. If you abstain, say so. That motion does carry. Now we'll entertain a motion to actually go into executive session. Then moved by Councilman Harris, is there a second? That you, Councilman Merriman? Who was it? Okay, second by Councilwoman Chambers, that we go into executive session. All in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye. Aye. If you oppose, say so. If you abstain, say so. The motion does carry. We're gonna go into executive session, and we're gonna go into executive session to discuss personnel, GA city clerk, personnel motor vehicle maintenance, potential litigation, with, Stan Amos, the EPA compliance evaluation inspection report, and potential litigation on downtown money. That's what we're gonna go into executive session for. All right. Thank you all for coming.